this is Elise at Bath Garden Center, and today we're going to be talking about trees and shrubs, how and when to plant them. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is call the city, and that is callbeforeyoudig.org. And they're going to be able to tell you if there's anything underneath the area that you're planning on planting in so you don't damage anything. Secondly, you need to make sure that the tree and shrub and the area that you've picked are compatible. Sometimes the light that you have in your yard is not compatible with the shrub you've picked, and also know what size the mature plant is going to be. Thirdly, is it the right season? Sometimes if it's too hot, those new plants just cannot survive. So the best times in Colorado are between March and June, and then again in September through October. Some basic tools that you're going to need before you begin are a shovel, compost, stakes if you're going to need them, only trees 6 feet or larger need to be staked, root stimulator, and tree wrap. So we're going to talk about this root stimulator right here. This is called mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza are a fungi that form a beneficial relationship with the roots of your plant, and they can act as an extension of its root system. This is really important in Colorado soil because it's very dry, and one of the things they can do is help retain water. Another thing that they can do is protect you from disease because it begins to incorporate all of the natural fungi already present in the native soil and bring those to your plant. And lastly, if you are using this, do not use a fungicide on your plant in the future because this is a fungus and it will not do well. Now we're going to take you through a mock planting of a shrub. So we're going to pretend like this area below me I have already watered and soaked thoroughly the day before so the dirt is nice and soft for me to dig up. Then I'm going to take a look at the shrub I'm trying to plant. So for this one, little tiny juniper here, and we are going to dig a hole that is exactly as deep and 3 times as wide, and that rule applies for everything that you're trying to plant. So now I would be turning my plant on its side and either cutting the plant off or working it out slowly. If the root ball is really tight, you might need to loosen it with your fingers a little bit. And then I'm going to take it out, stick it in my hole, and this is when we start to apply the mics. And then we are going to mix the compost in with the mics as we backfill. The ratio is 1/3 compost to 2/3 soil. And whatever amount of the mics you need to put in, you will have red on the back here. It tells you what size your tree or shrub is, and it tells you exactly how much mics to use. And you're going to go ahead and mix that in now. And then you're going to backfill the rest of the hole here. And as you do that, just make sure that you're packing the soil tightly around the roots so that it's stable. Once you're all done there, if it's a big tree, now is when you're going to put your stakes in to make sure that the wind's not going to knock it over, and then you're done. Now we're going to talk about how to water your newly planted tree or shrub. You need to be watering at least once a week, but right now in Colorado, because it's so hot, you're probably looking at closer to 2 to 3 times a week. And just remember that a very deep watering is always better than a light, frequent watering. So if you have to skip a few days, that's okay. Just make sure that you're watering deeply and not trying to make up for it by giving it little waterings in between, because that might lead to root rot. And then lastly, winter watering. Winter watering is important for especially guys like these where it's very dry and they go dormant for the winter, but we still want them to live. Just because it's not growing doesn't mean that it's not alive. It still needs water. I just wanted to talk a little bit about our guarantee here at Bath when you buy a tree or shrub with us. When you buy the tree or shrub is already guaranteed for 1 year, but you might be asked at the front if you would like mics. And what this is going to do is extend your warranty to 5 years, and that is if you plant it correctly. There are 2 ways that you can void the warranty here. One of them is not planting the plant in the ground. That includes do not plant them in a container. You have to make sure that you are planting your purchase in the correct environment for that warranty to be valid. The second way that the warranty can no longer apply is if you bring up your dead or struggling plant and bring it to us. Again, that's because we can't verify it was planted in the correct place. With those 2 things bearing, we should be able to get you a warranty coverage no problem. For more information on our tree and shrub planting guide or our warranty coverage, you can go to our website, or you can head on into the store and ask someone for a tree and shrub planting guide. Thanks for watching. Remember to tune in next week to learn more about your garden and drop us a message if you have any questions. Tell me when you're ready. Oh shoot, I already went out of order. Let's start again. can't remember the second thing. I don't know what it is. Now, and then you're going to water thoroughly. And that's the end of what I have to say there. I didn't think of anything after that. Done?